Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My desk is a mess. We are going to start working on my title page and some foundation pages. I am on the ColorCast Designs design team, so I need to use this piece because I selected it as part of my product to use. So this will be used on my title, and it has the insert that has the green and red marbly center. And so I need to use it in some way. So I've been scrolling Instagram for inspiration, and I know that everyone is sort of using the wreaths on some sort of pattern paper, whatever it might be, and kind of gracing it with their 2023. And this does look cute, and they make it like into a shaker and on the other side, and then they can put this one. And that is totally an idea. But for me, I was looking through my old albums, and truly for the last, 3 years? 3 years in my album, I have done a wreath for my opening page. Which is not a bad thing. If it works, it works. And it does work. I just want to do something a little bit different. So I was scrolling Instagram for inspiration. And I came across, and I'll put hopefully the picture here, of a young lady who took this paper from the main kit, cut up these little bunting banner flags, and arranged it so that it would be a tree. Okay, so imagine it like a tree, but still having the raw edges of the bunting banners, and then that on it, you know what I mean? So I can rearrange, because I'm going to cut them out myself, and manipulate the patterns where I guess the greens would be in that area where I could put this so that the contrast is there, because it gets lost a little bit on there. And it was on clear acetate. So I have my clear acetate. We're going to make the tree. We even, you know what I'm thinking already? See, I'm already formulating as we go, because this is the head start to like the first idea, and then we're going with it. Once I make the tree on this side, if I stitch it, that could add a little bit of texture, so like stitch through the middles. But then, let's be honest, I probably can just cut it all out and have a tree on the back too, and then only have to worry about like where this is seen between the layers of the tree. But that wouldn't even bother me, and that way it's almost like a double page moment. So let's work on that. So that's project one. Then I'm just kind of having everything on my desk because I'm wanting to see the products. That way I know what I definitely want to use, what I am prioritizing. So other things. So next one that I was thinking is this one. So there's another crafter, I want to say it was Christy, who she's doing 6x8, and she got irritated, let's say, that there was no way to cut this paper down to fit do I have a page protector? A 6x8 that didn't have the complete, letters, so even if you're over here, obviously none of it said joy. So she had cut out this J, this O, and this Y, and made joy on a pocket on vellum. So I'm going to use this pattern paper and kind of layer the joy that I get from it. But I love this pattern paper so much too that instead of cutting it to be a 6x8, I want to create like the flap that it would be. So this clearly would be on this side, and then the front side of the story would have it as a flip out moment. So I like that. And the only thing, so if I do that, it commits it to being on this side, which is fine. Or let's be honest, I can, flip it, make the pocket here, punch the holes, and then have it be interned that way. And then when the next page is here, that'll be the moment for a story. So we're going to make that one. This one is self-explanatory, definitely using that. And once again, I feel like I'm going to score it though, and have it come in and probably have like a full page photo there for day 5 is what I know probably everyone's using this for, but it makes sense. So that's already 2. I just definitely need to use this because of the beautiful paper, and I need to use it in this collection too. So that one's definitely getting put in. And then the other one, it was the lovely, I'm going to say her name wrong, her last name wrong, but it's Teresa Moxley, I want to say. And she layered this gorgeous transparency over this with one of the ornaments, and I loved it. So I am just making sure I use it so you can see how I'm making sure it lines up perfectly for this one, but it sort of goes a little off down here, as you can see. But I'm okay with that because, once again, as for an example, she had like one of these here, then this was there, and then she graced it with one of the numbers. So for instance, I just have these numbers from ColorCast, so that would go there. But see, that's a red number, where my other ornaments, I can use one of the green ones. Of course, I can't find it, but you know what I mean. So it'll be, the numbers don't have to be decided, but the number obviously would grace here. So I will cut that down, and that one would definitely favor the right side of the album. So that is another one. Then I saw, I think it was Christy again. She truly stitched this whole thing in different color per line, and I loved it. So we're going to see if we can stitch that. I am totally using these tags. So these are just going to get placed in my book for now because I know I need to use them. The other one that I had two ideas for was this sheet, and I think I saw someone too. They stitched the word December and had it as a piece. Now, don't get me wrong, December is complete twice, so I can potentially stitch two of them and have them for pages or even an embellishment. But now, and don't get me wrong, when you're looking at that, for instance, it is, you know, December is longer than the transparency, so it would clearly have to go up and down. It fits it perfectly, so that could be the way I use one of them, or it can be used in a diagonal. So here's the D to the R. In a diagonal, it could go as well. So we're doing stitching. We're stitching this. We're stitching this. I will hopefully show that on camera for you right now. And then for these, I was thinking similar to the tag, but make it on something. In essence, I want to make one into a gingerbread house. And I'm thinking that maybe if I make it in half and make it it'll be an interactive little pocket, or even have it flip up. So I just make one, you know, and make all the little windows and everything, because instead of just doing it on craft paper, I thought one of these could definitely be used because it's the closest to craft in the collection. So some gingerbreads. I definitely want to use one of these half circles. So those are definitely going in. And I'm just kind of like assigning, and I definitely need to use the nutcracker in some sort of fashion. I know there's the plastic pieces somewhere here too, but I also need to use a few more of my ColorCast design pieces. So red cup love, we will make a Starbucks cup in some way. And here are the rest of my ColorCasts. And definitely using the Christmas morning piece, and some of these Santa ones when we go visit Santa. So I have to make those pages when they get a little closer. So, like I said, I'm just trying to definitely work my way through the stash. I definitely want to make maybe an envelope with this one, you know, that'll hold my Christmas card. So cut it, have this be the flap of the envelope, maybe add some trim, and that way inside we'll tuck our family photo, because I think I've always had our family photo in here. Oh, and of course I am using this bad Mama Gemma. We are making it into a big shaker like Allie did. That was great inspiration for that too. So see, and then already we've whittled down the collection so that I make a huge dent in this kit. I love killing a kit when I definitely need to use this one too. Okay, so that's our game plan. See, I love this piece. And of course, I'm also just unboxing anything. I have this little dish ready to go, so those will go in there too. So let's get started cutting out and making my title piece together. Okay, my friends, so I sped up this cutting part like 8 times the speed, maybe 20. I figured you didn't need to see this. So in essence, we cut up this paper into all the little strips of banners slash flags. I mean, I don't, it's one or the other. And it took some time, but like I always say, this stuff does not bother me. I enjoy listening to an audiobook and just kind of mindlessly doing this task, and it works for me. So, you can create this kind of look though with any paper strips. Just do a little kind of banner cut at the end, and you can recreate this with any kind of collection that you have for yourself. I just happen to have this Allie Edwards paper that's in the kit, so therefore my goal is always to use as much of the product that I get anyways. So here I am just starting to like cut them down to have a staggered look, or like a cascade in size. That way the tree looks like a tree. So in essence, I'm trying to make like a triangle from skinniest at the top and then gradually get smaller down below. So I always just did the level above and then just cut a little bit more as we see fit, as you can see. So I'm just kind of making them stagger and having a little bit more peek through. This part did take a little bit longer than just the cutting, but once again, this stuff is why I love our hobby. You know, like I enjoy the crafty part of it. You know, I've been watching other December dailies, and the creators that can do it like all digitally and then send out a book to be printed. Don't get me wrong, the book looks great. It probably has more longevity, but the creative, crafty, using scissors and glue and glitter and getting my hands dirty is the part of this project that I truly cherish and love. So you will always find me with a pair of scissors cutting it down. So I was making sure when I did this too not to have any of the red pieces behind where I knew the title would be, which would be closer to the bottom. So I made sure all those reds, the greens and like the dark blue, I think it is, and the black are behind the title piece. That way it truly does pop. And what I do here too is make sure that they have, quite even spacing between it. That way I knew my title piece would stand out from the background. Okay, so it came out great. So if you were watching my footage, after I sewed it down the middle, you saw that I ripped the middle parts because in essence, it almost like perforated the paper. And so I got scared after I rubbed off all of the glue that all of them would come off. So I went ahead and did a gold zigzag. Oh, come on, focus. Gold zigzag. Come on, focus. Of course it doesn't want to focus. Okay, right there. Gold thread zigzag stitch, and then that seems to be holding it good. And I left it all shaggy and stuff with the thread cuts because I kind of like that. And then I do kind of like the way this looks already too. So I'm wondering though, maybe I'll just add some stars back here. Just zhuzh it up a little bit. That could be perfect all on its own. So yeah, I really like this. And then let me put the star for the top of the tree. And then we'll glue down this because now that definitely will sit right here. Pretty cool. All right. Title page sort of done. I have to just figure out if I'm going to put pattern paper behind it or something else, but I like the way this came out. So let's continue on. Okay, that's looking really nice. And so what I wanted to go behind it was I made like a highlights page for the year. And so it's just like a photo per month that I took from my camera roll, and then I made them all black and white and then printed it to be fitting 7 by 8 1/4. So it's outside the page protector. So it just meant that the bottom here I let get cropped a little bit because clearly you can't see our feet, and then the just beginning of the top row too. So it wasn't a perfect layout, but it works. So we're going to put this over it, and I do like it, but I thought that my tree and the letters got lost. So we're still going to use it. We're just going to layer it with a piece of vellum over it and then have that be there. And it softens it a little bit more, and I think that works out way better. So let's finish this up. Okay, that finishes up my title page. It came out so beautiful, and I've left it with all its raw like strings coming out from all the stitching. I think it adds a little something extra. And then the ColorCast design piece is just oh so beautiful on top of that acetate and the layer of vellum. The layer of vellum is just going to be there. I might actually just maybe staple this like together over here or here so that it just moves as a unit. Because without it, I think it just is too busy with the black and white photo. But I definitely like the highlights page that I also included. Some of it is just things I want to make sure I use, like this heart die cut page. I do believe I'm just going to make it a pocket and put pattern paper. I did go ahead and make the famous, and actually I didn't even close it up, the famous shaker pocket with the Marion Bright acetate. I have like 3 different sequence mixes in there, but I will seal it in case I wanted to add anything more. I simply scored this paper ready to go. I definitely want to use the circles, and we'll put a story inside. I have the rest of the tags ready to go as well. I want to remember to use them. This die cut page, which you know, I scored this one and did make this honor the back side, so it is a pocket. I have this ready to go in there too because it kind of fits perfectly and I like the look of that. But when the time comes for that story, that will be there. And then I just have this one layered on here. That is all I've done right now because I have realized that truly November is always hard for me, especially at the end of the month, because it's my husband's birthday, it's my daughter's birthday, her birthday party, everything else. So truly just come back to my channel like every other day, and I will have my pages to show you on how I do things. But having a true foundation page was hard for me this year. I did not plan accordingly, but it's okay. But at least I have my title page and I'm ready to go. And actually I'm really excited because I have some just great products to use. I feel very inspired. I have tons of screenshots from Instagram from everyone else creating so far. And I am confident that I will finish this project like I have every other year. So I will leave the link to the ColorCast design acrylic pieces down below, and any other information I could provide for you will be in the description box. I appreciate everyone that's always here with me. Please subscribe if you're new to my channel though. Give this video a thumbs up, and until next time everyone, bye!